Welcome everyone to Gamer Meld. Today I've got a ton to cover, starting with Nvidia officially purchasing ARM, the RTX 3070 release date, the RTX 3080 gets overclocked, and the first RX 6000 benchmark leaks. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, if you followed the channel, you likely saw a story I did not long ago on rumors that Nvidia was in talks to purchase ARM, the architectural powerhouse with licenses across the hardware industry. Remember that Apple's chips are ARM based, including their new processors set to power Macs. This would make the purchase one of the largest chip deals in history. Well, it happened. Nvidia has officially acquired ARM for a whopping $40 billion in what marks the company's largest purchase to date. According to The Verge, ARM will operate as a division of Nvidia and will, quote, continue to operate its open licensing model while maintaining its global customer neutrality. Of course, who knows if they'll actually hold to that. There may be some regulatory issues as well, so we'll have to see how this pans out. Now, while you're waiting around for the new cards to come out, why not learn a new skill with today's sponsor, Skillshare, the online learning community with thousands of classes, so there's something for everyone. I mean, we're talking web development, graphics design, animation, and so much more. Plus, they're always adding new classes, like the new filmmaking from home class or iPad illustrations. I mean, they even have a class on designing your own CPU. And the best part is that you get all of this ad-free for less than $10 a month. And for a limited time, use the link in my description to get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. So don't wait, learn a new skill with Skillshare today. Next up for today, Nvidia has officially revealed the release date of their upcoming RTX 3070, and it's likely not a coincidence that the new GPU will make its way to physical and virtual shelves everywhere on October 15th. I say it's likely not a coincidence because that's just before AMD plans to announce their RX 6000 GPUs. Either way, the 3070 certainly looks to be a great buy, as it's set to be more powerful than the 2080 Ti, yet much cheaper. Next up, we finally have some overclocking performance on Nvidia's upcoming RTX 3080. For those who don't know, the card will be releasing on the 17th of this month, and Newegg does have a number of cards with in-stock notification buttons. Either way, while we've seen a number of performance leaks, one thing we haven't seen much of is overclocking. That is, until now. In a recent report by Video Cards, they were able to get a reviewer to run some tests on an upcoming third-party 3080. Before I get to that though, Video Cards discussed the fact that the card they tested only had a maximum TDP of 320 watts. In fact, according to the report, fully custom RTX 3080 cards won't be coming just yet, meaning the lower end models like Asus's Tough Gaming will be releasing first, with higher end models like their ROG Strix coming later. That's obviously pretty big news, especially since according to this, Nvidia's Founders Edition cards have higher TDP limits of any lower end third party card. Here you can see that the Founders Edition RTX 3080 has a thermal limit of 370 watts, while the custom card only gets to 350 watts. And as you'd expect, this affects overclocking potential. Nvidia's Founders Edition RTX 3080 gets upwards of a 16% boost, while the third-party card only gets up to 9%. Moving to more specifics of the first test, Video Card Source used a card with a thermal limit of 320 watts. And with that, they were able to boost the GPU by around 70 MHz and the memory by a whopping 850 MHz. Whoa. With that said, this was more of a memory overclock test, so the GPU could potentially clock higher. With this overclock though, the GPU only scored between 2 to 3% faster in 3D Mark tests, but that's still not bad given it was mostly focused on memory. If anything, I'm bummed we likely won't get to see fully custom cards at release. Lastly for today, it looks like we have one of our first benchmarks of AMD's upcoming RX 6000 series. Originally found and shared by resident leaker RO Game, you can see that it's an Ashes of the Singularity benchmark, and when we look, it's of a Radeon GPU. Now, before I get to the results, as RO Game later states, AMD is set to release 2 next-gen GPUs based on their RDNA 2 architecture. We obviously don't know if both will be released at the same time, but AMD definitely has at least 2 that they're working on. So with that in mind, the benchmark is set to the crazy 4K preset. And this Radeon GPU got an average all-batch FPS of 63.9. For those who don't know, that's basically right at a stock RTX 2080 Ti. That score obviously means this isn't a 5700 XT or a Radeon 7, etc. Of course, that may be disappointing to some, but remember that it could easily be AMD's lower end Navi, which I would say likely puts the performance of their higher end card right at what Igor's lab put it at, as well as where the leaked pricing predicts it will be. Basically, leaks are certainly coming together that spell out performance of AMD's biggest big Navi to be around the 3080's performance. Of course, AMD may have something even bigger up their sleeve. Time, as always, will tell. So while that does it for today, are you excited for the RTX 3070 or are you holding out for the RX 6000 series? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. And as always, have a great day.